Is there anyone you'd be proper starstruck by? I think we've touched on this before. We're bound to have because we've done 7,000 hours of this. But
anything comedy.
I've watched so much NFL for the last 10 years that I think some NFL players now would have, and I also think there's something about America.
I totally agree with that.
Makes it more.
It's cinema, isn't it? To us, that's why.
Like we've talked about, which comics would nearly everyone that me and Adam have come up with are American comics because it feels like a world. It's so separate from ours, even though there's links, and you talked about it with podcasting. But because I've just sort of gone off F1 and cricket and our football, and have just become so big an NFL fan, there are guys who, if I met them, I would, and it's usually the sort of like, it's not the young, like the stars of they're 23. I'd be like, oh yeah, cool.
Yeah,
23. But some of the older dudes who I've been watching for like 10 years, I would, and part of the reason I think I would be starstruck is I get it that they're just some fucking athletes and sportsmen and everything, but I think the thing that would make me weird is my internal monologue going, "Don't be weird, don't be weird, don't be weird." I think that would fuck me up.
Yeah,
because you don't make a fucking tit of yourself. Larry Fitzgerald I just think is such a fucking cool.
Is he the one who knows everything? The older one,
yeah,
he knows everything about NFL.
What?
Isn't he like the
he's
pundit?
No, he's no.
Oh, who am I thinking?
No, but yeah, some of the older dudes like Tony Romo and who are now
Tony.
broadcasted. Oh yeah, you love it.
I know Tony.
Oh, Rum Dogs.
Reichel Romeo.
Yeah, I think they get me.
Tony Romeo.
What about you with Liverpool players? Is there any, like, Jurgen now is obviously a bit special.
Yeah, but I don't know if starstruck, I'd be excited. I genuinely think I'd just be like, this is sick. I don't think I'd go to shit. I don't know why.
What were you like? Because I was, you supported Bill Burr, didn't you? I was at that gig. You were great, man. But
thank you.
But because I supported him years before.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to. I sort of didn't. It was a similar thing with Ian Wright. I sort of didn't want to talk to him in between because I sort of thought it's better that Bill Burr hasn't spoken to me than I live the rest of my life with Bill Burr thinking I'm a dick. Do you know what I mean? like I just sort of thought I'd prefer that of the two options.
What if Bill Burr's a bit of a...
Exactly.
I know he's not,
but exactly. If you suddenly discover this, like, you know, it's like launches in some sort of racist polemic, do you know what I mean? Like backstage, and like, oh, fuck.
So as you're saying, like, don't meet your heroes in case you're a tit?
Basically. I think I am, yeah. And I always sort of like, I always bear that in mind when, like, because when people recognise you often get people say fucking mad stuff to you, like, and what I find is, like, when you're a comic, they want to say something funny, and then they'll try and say something that you've said, and like, so for example, I make jokes about my eye, and then they'll come up to go, "Hello, you blind cunt," and you go, "All right, mate, this is a bit fucking off key," but you have to sort of forgive them because I know what that's. I'm not saying I'm on that level, but I just know that when you meet somebody that you like their stuff or you recognise them, you want to say so. You're trying to think of something that's got a bit of impact or something to go, I know what you do. Yeah. I know what, like, do you know what I mean? And then like, so you have to sort of be understanding of that. But yeah, it's
some people have got the cool, haven't they? Doesn't matter. Like, some people have just got that gear. I forgive the people who go, because I think I've got a bit of the goon in me.
Yeah.
I think I'd say something daft to an American fucking NFL player and, like, after the fact be like, what was that, Dan? So when someone gets excited and goes, I know you from the podcast, and then just sort of misjudges it, you're like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, you just have to. I think you just have to go, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But then the thing I don't like, this, I don't know if this happened to you, is like when people come and like neg you because they want to.
Oh my god, they want for the first time to me last week.
Right, yeah. So what they want to do is they want to say the opposite. They want to say something cool, right? So their idea of saying something cool is saying something horrible. So what?
So this guy clearly knew me. He bought me a Guinness, and he went, right. I don't really know who you are.
Yeah.
I was like, why the fuck have you bought me a Guinness then? He did. He was like, oh no, I love the podcast. I was like, he was trying to be like, I'm cool, but he did it.
The common one with comics is, it's not even that funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I've paid 26 quid for the ticket and whatever, but shite.
Yeah.
Shite on the picture.
Yeah, and then like occasionally, like you'd be out and somebody come up to you and go, I don't know why I've come over to say hello to you because I don't really know who you are. Like my friends say that like you're like a comic, but I don't even. And I go, it's actually not a requirement. Like you don't have to come over. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I think even then, it's somebody they're just trying to. I think you have to kind of. I find it annoying that strategy, but I still think you have to go. Sometimes people go a bit mad. Do you know what I mean? Like when they see somebody they recognise or whatever, they're just like thinking of what to say, and sometimes they say the wrong thing. So you have to kind of allow it.
Do you let it affect your day to day? Or I suppose you can't. You've got kids. You've got to live your life, haven't you? But do you dodge certain things? And there's certain places where you're like, I can't be arsed with fucking Nando's on a Saturday lunchtime. Or
no, I don't. No, not really. I don't really get. Like often people be out of me and they're surprised by how little I kind of get. Sometimes you get a perfect storm. Like I was out in York the other day and I didn't realise how staggy and henny like York is. But I was just wandering through there, and then like somebody saw me and asked for a photo, and then like it just created a bit of a thing. But a lot of the time, part of the thing is I don't look that approachable. Do you know what I mean? And I do think that helps. Do you know what I mean?
So Romesh, he's in a bad mood, mate.
No, but I genuinely, sometimes I'll get a message on Instagram going, I saw you out with your family at blah, blah, blah. I like your stuff, but it didn't look like you wanted to be talked to. So it's like, but whereas like Rob Beckett, he'll get it, he gets it much worse than me because he's got that vibe, do you know what I mean, of being
approachable and
friendly and like, do you know what I mean? Whereas I sort of, I don't really have that same thing. So I don't get approached a lot. Occasionally, like there's certain places like occasionally it happens where it gets a bit like same things that does for you. It gets a bit mad, but like most of the time it's fine. I don't ever change my behaviour.
There must be something in York because Toby Jones used to run a gig there,
right?
And Russell Howard was doing a tour warm up spot. Got sort of a little bit lost on the way to the gig. Got stopped by one person asking for a selfie.
Yeah, and
then another person realised what was happening. And there was a crowd of 150 people within about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And Russell Howard's too nice to go, can everyone fuck off?
Yeah.
So he had to go, cool, I can't just take this picture. I just need to call someone. Had to ring Toby Jones and go, can you come and get me, please? And he was like, where are you? He was like, outside H&M. It's just a crowd pinning him against the shop window. So Toby Jones had to come in and be like, sorry guys, he's got to go. And fucking like, the bodyguard him out.
Do you know what the stupidly annoying thing about that is? If they were genuine fans, they'd be going to the show.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? It's something about, it's something about meeting people. People get like, even because you're like you said, a lot of people go, if somebody comes up to you and they just recognise you're something, that's nice. But like, it's always much nicer if somebody actually like knows something you've done. Do you know what I mean? And then then you stop and have a chat with them.
Or if they're talking about like the hip hop podcast, and then you're like, oh no, this guy really does.
Yeah.
There's levels in there. There's a little bit of knowledge and whatnot.
Totally. Like, and somebody goes, if somebody like specifically pulls out something, I'll stop and have a chat because like that's a proper fan.
I printed a CD in 2008. I printed off about 500 copies, sold not all of them, and someone. After a gig recently was like, I've got your old CD, and I thought they meant the one from like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
and they were like, no, I bought that one in 2007 and knew what it was called, and I nearly hugged them.
Yeah, I totally
get a little bit of insight where you're like, oh, that's proper.
It's a 15-year fan.
Yeah, it's
nice, isn't it?
That's all right. Don't mind that at all.
My favourite one is when I had this in town a couple of weeks ago. This lad came up to me, and he goes, "You're the guy. You're comedy. I don't know your name. Massive fan."
Well, I stopped that girl getting a picture with him in Ireland. She went, can I get a picture? I went, tell me his name and I'll let you get a picture. And she went, I don't know. I was like, go away. Like her friends had gone, oh, he's the famous guy. And she gone, oh, wow, I want to get a picture. Fuck off.
Yeah. I was in a bar a few weeks ago, and like there was I was with a couple of mates, and this girl sat down and she said, everybody's saying someone she didn't know who the hell I was, and she sat down and she goes, a load of people are saying that there's someone famous at this table. Is it you? And I said, no. I said, he's an actor. And then like she started really chatting to him, like just was like chatting across me, like just was like really into like talking to whoever the famous guy was. And then as that was happening, somebody asked me for a photo. So I got up and did the photo with them and then sat down. And then she went, what the fuck is going on here? Right, so really...
I'm trying to suck off the wrong person.
Really affronted.
Oh, that's so funny.